Okay. So yesterday we talked about working with the form and list layout. Okay. So we did see what the record means. We did discuss about the unique identifier by which you can identify a record into the service now. And then we started with the searching options in the service now, like the global search, table search. So today we'll start with the condition builder. Okay. So if you go in any records in the service now, let's say if I open the incident records. Okay. So there is 82 incidents, and if you wanted to search or get the list of particular incidents and you wanted to build a query or a condition, then you can use this condition builder. So you see this funnel icon. If you click on this condition builder will open. So it has the two parts. Okay. So it has the two parts. The first is called, or in the first part, what you will get list of all the fields on a table. So let's say this is an incident table. So you will get the list of all the fields like number, department, category, and all the fields on which you can query. Also, you would have an option to dot work. So what that mean? So whenever the field on the form is referring to a record in another table. Okay, so I'm repeating. Whenever a field, whenever a field on a form is referring to a record on another table. Okay, for example, let me open this. Okay, so here, if you see this caller is actually referring to a record on the user table. Okay, if you click on this eye icon, then you will see a more information. And if you click on this open record, you can see that this is a record on another table, user table. Okay. Similarly, if you see this assigned to, this is again referring to another table, that is the user table itself. The department, it is referring to the department table. Okay. So when on a record, if a field is a reference field, then you can do a dot working. So what that dot working mean? Okay, so let's say you have this field, reference type of field name caller, and this is actually a record on the user table. Okay, and if you see, there are the fields like first name, last name, department, notification, email. Okay, so you can filter, or you can query not only on this field or this name what you see, but also you can query on these other fields on a reference table. For example, if you wanted to get the incident records, okay, where or incident record of a caller whose email address is this. Okay, you can do that using a dot workings. Okay, so we'll see that in a while. Okay. Okay, so as I said, it has three parts. One is the drop down where you will get list of all the fields, okay, on a record. Second is, based upon the, based upon what type of field you have selected, you will have these operations available. For example, this active field is, a checkbox type of field. Okay, it has a true or false value only. And based upon that, you will see you can, use this option. I mean, active is, then you can, select true or false. Active is not true, is not empty, if this active flag is not empty. Okay, so based upon the field you selected, you will have that option available. Now let's say if you select the short description field, let's say this field, okay, and you wanted to filter on, so what are the options available? You can, uh, search where the short description is started with, okay, or ends with, or short description content some string, or short description exactly, is is not an empty string or is an empty string. Okay, so based upon the field type you select, you will have these options available. Okay, so these are called operations. And then the value. Okay, so here you will type the value. So let's say you wanted to, find out an incident whose short description start with, let's say, how. Okay, and then if you run it, okay, you will get the list of incidents where the short description is starting with the word how. Similarly, let's say if you wanted to, find out the incident whose short description, let's say, contain the word test. Okay, so it has the test, it has the test, it has the test. Okay, so it will give you list of all the incident whose short description contain test. Okay, so you can, apply this filter to query on the records and get the specific list of records. Okay, okay, okay. And what you can do, you can, add multiple queries. This is just one, like it says, short description content test. Okay, now let's say what we want the list of the records, okay, which is assigned to assigned to, let's say, service desk. Okay, so where assignment group is service desk, so what you will do, assignment group is service desk. So based upon the field type, you will have the options service desk. Okay, now if I click on, I will get list of all the incidents which are assigned to service desk. Okay, now I don't want, the close incidents to be looked upon. I just want, the incident which is in, new, in progress, on hold. Okay, those, type of incident I need to list down, which is assigned to my team, that is the service desk. So here I can, add another, condition where the state, okay, state is, let's say, you have these options. Okay, you can still choose, is, or okay, is, new, then you can say, or state is in progress, or state is on hold. Okay, so now you will get the list of incident assigned to service desk which is in one of this state. Okay, where the state you can say on hold, in progress, and since there is a no new, so you can see only these records. Okay, again you can, do this way. Okay, state is one of, then You can choose the one of value. New, in progress, on hold. So you will get the same result. Okay. Now, uh, now let's say what you want. Okay. Cells. Okay. So if you see here, you don't have any field, anything to, you know, tell the, department of this caller. Okay. But if you look into this caller's record, user record, you can see there is this department. Okay. Cells. Okay. So what you want, let's say you want to get the list of, incidents which are assigned to your team, that is the service desk, and in one of the state, new, in progress, on hold. Plus what you want to see only, those incidents which satisfy this condition, plus, where the caller's department is sales. Okay. So you can add one more condition here, where you will see the caller. Okay. So here, if you select the caller, you will not able to see the sales. So sales is not a field on the incident. Okay. It's a field on the user table. Okay. the the table of which record this caller field is referring to. So how you can, get the list of, incidents which are for the callers from the sales department, let's say. Okay. So what you can do, if you see here, you will see, caller and then user fields. Okay. Here there is an option, remove related list. Okay. So sometimes, this is not by default. Then what you need to do, you need to go below and click on this show related fields. Okay. Once that is clicked, then the sales or department field is on the caller's record. So you can select not this caller but caller, then, user field. Okay. When you select caller user field, and then again, open this drop down, you will see an option like active avatar building. So these are actually the field on the user table. Okay. So you can see the department. Okay. So you will see now department, and then you can select one of the value. Okay, that is we want the cells. Okay. Now you can run this query. Okay. Now you will be getting only the records where, the user is from the sales department, caller is from the sales department. You can see that. Okay. So that is how you can, um, build a condition using this condition builder, and you can also do the dot work. Now you can see there is a dot caller dot department. So the department is filled on a caller record. Okay. That is, caller is the record from the user table. Okay. All right. Any question?
No.
Okay. So you have this option, wildcard characters you can use with this condition builder, or you can use this, this table search. Okay. So what those wildcard characters are, like star and then search term. Okay. So this work as a content. Okay. So if you do star mark, then it will, give you, let's say you are applying it on the name field on the user table, and you are using star mark, then it will give you the list of all the users whose names contain mark. Okay. So likewise, if you use exclamatory mark, star, and then the search term, then it is, as the search criteria would be does not contain. So if we take the same example, what this will give, it will give a list of the user whose name does not contain mark. Okay, equal wildcard character, it checks for the equals. For example, it will give you a list of all the users whose name is equal to Miller. Okay, exclamatory mark is equal to then search term. This is does not equal. Okay, so it will give you the list of the users whose name is not, Miller, and then the search term and then percentage. So this is, start with. So if you type hello, then uh, this percentage mark, then it will show you list of records where, let's say, uh, whose, let's say, short description is starting with the word hello. Similarly, if you wanted to search end with, then you can use the percentage and the search term. Okay, so let's try this on the short description field. So you can use this table search along with the wildcard characters. Okay, let's say we'll take the short descriptions as an example. Okay, here you can use the wildcard characters. Okay, short description, and then you let's say star. Okay, and then let's say test. So what it will give you, and enter, it will give you a list of all the incidents where the short description contains the word test. Okay, if you use not, then star test, this is the second case where it will now give you the list of all the incidents whose short description does not contain test. So this 10 record will be excluded, and other records will be shown. So if I click, you can see this 72 records minus those 10. Okay, equals to, so it will give an exact match. For example, if you try to search short description equal to test. Okay, so these are the 4 records where the short description is exactly equal to the test. Not equal to, how you can do, exclamatory mark is equal to test. So it will give me a list of all the records other than this 4. Okay, so you would see the 78 records. And then, yeah, not equal to start with. Let's say I want the list of all the incidents whose short description is start with the word test. So how can I do test, then this percentage mark? So it will give me a list of all the incidents whose short description start with the word test. So you can get this list. Okay, similarly, if you want to find a records whose start description ends with, okay, the term, let's say test. Okay, so yeah, these are the 4 incident whose short description ends with the word test. Okay, so you can use this wildcard characters as well to simplify the your search. Okay, all right. So yeah, this we discussed. So condition builder that we just discussed is very powerful, and it's kind of the SQL statements. Okay, okay. So in the backend, when you are building this query and running it in the backend, it's kind of SQL is running and getting a result. Okay, you can access the related fields as it's shown. You can query on the related fields, just like we saw how we can get the department record. Like department is not a field on the incident, but still you can get the list of the users who is from list of the incidents where the caller is from the sales department. Okay, so you can, yeah, it has the three, of three options. One is the field where you will able to get the list of all the fields. Second is the operation based upon the field type. You will get the operations, and then third is the value. Okay. One important thing on the condition builder. Let's say state is, let's say, in progress. Okay, so when you build any condition using the condition builder, okay, what you can do, okay, hmm, okay, dynamic removing, okay, copy or okay, okay. So uh, I mean, let's say when you build this kind of, okay, so when you build this kind of condition using a condition builder, okay, if you wanted to go back and remove one of the condition, for example, you know now let's say you want to remove this short description content. So what you can do, you can click here below, before the short description filter, and that will remove the short description. If you want to remove this condition assigned to, and just wanted to keep the state is in progress, then you can click here. The forward condition will be removed. Okay. Okay, so there is this option, and very interesting option. You can copy the query. Okay, how you can copy the query? Just you can right click on this condition. Oh, sorry. And click on this copy query, and you can paste it. Okay, so you will know what's the query for this condition. So this is useful when you are scripting. So you want it in the scripting, you are writing a script to query something, and you wanted to build the condition. So you can either write a code for this condition, or you can just simply build this same condition using the condition builder and copy that query, and you can use it in your script. Okay, so in maybe when we do a scripting part, we will see how you can use this query in your script. But for now, you can know there is this option. You can build any condition, any complex condition here only, and then you can just right click and copy query, and this query can be used in the script. Okay, so we'll see that in our upcoming sections. Okay, so this says you can remove the filter by clicking on this greater than icon, and then you can copy the URL or copy the query by right clicking. You will have these options. Okay, okay, the context menus. Okay, so on the form layout or on the list layout, when you right click, you see these menus. Okay, so those are the context menu. Okay, when you open a form and right click, you will see the options like what you see here. Okay, or when you open the list layout, just we saw yesterday, you can sort, ascending or descending order of a field. Okay, when you are on the list layout. So these are any, on the form layout or on the list layout. When you right click, the menu appears that calls the context menu. Okay, and okay, so it appears in the list and form view menus with the different option, applications, look and feel. Okay, so let us see what this context menu. So let's say we have this form open or this record open, and you right click on the header, you see this option. So this is the form context menu. Okay, this is the form context menu. Here you will see this option. So these are basically, UI actions that we will be, covering later. But for now, you can understand, when you right click, you see all these options. So these are called the context menu. Okay, for example, you see here an option to save this record. You see an option to, copy this, incident. Let's say if you click on this copy incident, so it will create a new copy of the old incident, copying, these details from the previous incident, and this is the new record. Okay, so you have, couple of options. For example, if you wanted to export, this this record into PDF or XML, you can do that. Okay, this is an option we would be, using very frequently. Configure. So you can, configure your form design, form layout. You can add the related list. Okay, you can, view the table. You can, view and configure the security rule, business rule, client script, UI policy, UI actions, okay, dictionary notification. So these options we will be using very frequently. Okay, so this is available when you right click and open the context menu. Okay, again, there is an option for you to copy the sysid of the record, copy the URL of the record. Okay, this is again an important option, history, for debugging purpose. Okay, let's say, this is a short description test. Now I, updated it to test 2. Okay, or let's say, this is incident is currently assigned to the Beth, and if I, you know change it to David. Okay, now you wanted to know, you know you know who have changed, this assigned to. Okay, and what at what time. So you can go into the history, list, or calendar, whatever the option you would prefer, and here you will see, the history. Okay, so we are yeah, wanted to see the assigned to. Okay, so you can see that. Okay, 17 days ago, just now. Okay, so you can see that, it was, the old value was Beth. Now its value has been updated as, David Dan, and this is the person who updated this value from this to this, and this is the time when it has been updated. Okay, so sometimes, I mean, quite often not, yeah, quite often when you are, troubleshooting something, and you wanted to know, who has updated what. Okay, so you can go into the history and looks for the old value, and or you want to see what was the old value. So you can, go back into the history and check, who has updated, what was the old value, at what time it has been updated, everything in the history. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I think this is again an option, show XML. This will give you an XML snapshot of your record. Okay, so usually, I mean, if you wanted to, there are multiple options, but let's say in a single page, if you wanted to get all the information about the records with even with the backend value, then you can use this option. Okay, so for example, here this is the field name, actual field name, backend name of the assigned to field. Okay, and you say assigned to, and the display name what you see is here is the David Dan, but in actual in the backend its value is this. Okay, the sysid of this record. So we will see how this record is saved, and how this ID comes here. But whenever it is a reference field, in the back end, its sysid is stored. Okay, and what you see is just a display value. Okay, so you can get all this information, and even you will able to find the other fields information which are not which currently not on the form. Okay, so you don't see let's say this upon approval, or you know this all these fields like created, uh, created on, so that you don't see on the form, but they are on this table. Okay, so so you can still do something, some there are few more alternatives to get this value, but this is one of the options where you would see all the fields which are what you see on the form, and even those fields which are not shown on the form though, but on the table, but they are on the table. That all you can see using the show XML options, and you will also see the fields values, like is assigned to, this is just a display, but its value is actually assigned underscore to. Okay, and here what you see is just again a display name. If you wanted to see what's the ID of this person, then you can easily do this by using show XML option. Okay, so it's an XML snapshot of your record. Okay, all right. Similarly, if you go on to the list layout, there are also you will find the context menus. If you click here, you would see these options, a view. Okay, so you know you can have a different view for maybe different set of users. Okay, so this is default view. What you are viewing, this list of records is in the default view. If you wanted to change the view, let's say self-service view, so if you select that, you would see different number of columns here. Okay, if you see another view, let's say major incident, then this is a view. Okay, if you select any views than the default view, then uh, here that view's name will appear. Okay, so yeah, let me go back to the default view. Okay, okay, here again you can save the filters. Okay, and if you save the filters, then from here you can directly open those filters. Okay, group by, you can group by on a field, particular field. Let's say you wanted to group by on the assigned to. Okay, so then you can select this group by assigned to, the records will be grouped by assigned to. Okay, so let's remove this. Now group by assigned to, so you will get to see group by assigned to. So there are 20 records which are where the assigned to is empty. There are 6 records which are assigned to Abraham Lincoln. Okay, there are 12 records which are assigned to Beth. So you can group by on a field using this option. Okay, show. Okay, so currently if I remove this group by, okay. Mhm. Okay, so currently you can see here you are seeing the 50 records from a, you know, uh, from a list of 82 records. So per page you are seeing 50 records. If you wanted to see more, you can, click on this and then you will see more records. Okay, so this is you can set, using this option show. So here are the options you can show, 10 records per page, 20 records, okay, 15 records or 100 records. Let's say if you click on this, 10 records per row. So you can see only this 10 records in a page. Okay, if you wanted to go next, you will click on next, then you will see again, 10 more records. If you click on this, you will see, again 10 more records. So that you can, set using this option show. You can, decide how many records you wanted to show per page. Okay, so there are, these options available on this context menu. Again, if you click on the particular column, okay, then you will get this, column context menu. So where you have these options, okay, you can, search, sorry, you can, sort on a field from, A to Z and Z to A, that is ascending and descending order. You can, group by, on a particular field. Okay, you can, see the chart of the list of the records. For example, if you click on this pie chart, it will show you this list of the records in a pie chart way. Okay, okay, again you have this option, configure, just like we saw it on the form context menu. The same options is available on the, list context menus as well. You can, configure the list layout. You can, see and configure the security rule. You can create the business rule, workflows, client script, UI policy. All these options are available here as well. You can again, import this, which if you wanted to, import a record into the service now, you can use this option import. We will be seeing that in our latter part, but for now you can understand there is this import option. If you wanted to import the record into the service now, you can do that. Export, you can export, this list of the records in, Excel, CSV, XML, JSON, PDF format. Okay, if you wanted to export this record, you will, let's say Excel, you will click on it, all those records will be exported in the Excel. Okay, so let's say someone, ask you to share, list of these records in an Excel, then you can just download it and share this Excel with them. Okay, so this will, export the record. What else? Okay, I think again you can show the XML list of the XML, show XML for these all records. All right, so these are on the column. Again, on the field level, if you click on a particular, if you right click on a particular cell, then you can see this, cell context menu. Usually useful for, let's say you want to show matching. So what will happen when you click on this state in progress and click on show matching? So it will show you all the records, incident records where the state is in progress. Yes, you can see that it shows, it applies this filter, state is equal to in progress. Okay, again what do you have? You filter out, so this is again, not equal to. So it will filter all. This is what I am selecting is the on hold state. Okay, so and if I click on filter out, it will filter out. Okay, filter out. So it will filter out all the incidents where the state is not equal to on hold. So it will give you list of all the incident records, you know which are not in the on hold state. Okay, so these are the cell context menu. It has few more options you can explore. Okay. Okay, now we'll see what this personalize and configure options are. Okay. Okay, so you can personalize the form view or a list view based upon your need, or you can even configure the form layout based on your need. For example, so this is the form layout you are seeing. Okay, you see this number of the fields. Okay, you see this again fields. Okay. Okay, so you want, let's say you want some fields to be removed from this form layout. Okay, for example, you don't want a service field. You want it to remove from the form, so you can remove it. Okay, using configure form layout option, or this option, personalized form options. Okay, similarly, if you wanted to configure the list layout. So currently, these are the fields or columns you see on the list layout. You wanted to remove remove some columns from this layout, or add more columns, or update the order in which these columns are shown. So you can do this using this personalize option. Okay, this personalize option, or you can do this by configure list layout option. Okay, but why there are two things, personalize option and configure option? Okay, so the difference between these two option, one is personalize. When you do this change using the personalize option, then that change will be applicable to you only, and it's not applicable to rest of the world. Okay, so these changes will be applicable to you only. You only will be able to see that change. Okay, but when you do the change in the layout using configure list layout or form layout, then those changes will be applicable to everyone. Okay, so that's the difference. Okay, now let's see that. Okay, so first we will see the personalize option. Okay, so what I will do, let's say I impersonate with Beth. Okay, so Beth, you know see this layout for incident records. Okay, so let's say Beth don't want it to see uh, okay, don't want it to see this created and created by and opened by, and again he is not interested on the subcategory. So he wanted to remove subcategory created by and opened from this layout, from this list layout. Okay, So what he can do or she can do, she will click on this personalized icon. Okay, this will open. So it has the two parts. One, this is called these are called the slush bucket. Okay, so this is the available slush bucket and this is the selected. So in the available, what you see, these are the fields on this table. Okay, and these are the fields which are available on the list layout. Okay, these are selected on the list layout. Okay, and what was our requirement? Our requirement was to remove this created by, open, and the category. So you can click on this, double click on this, or you can just click and then click on this remove icon. Okay, now if I click OK, and now we can see this subcategory has been removed, subcategory column has been removed, and again this open and created by column has been removed. Okay, now what I want this assignment group and assign to be here just after the caller. Okay, so I wanted to change the order. How I can do that? I will go here again on this icon, personalized icon, and I wanted to bring the assign to just after the caller. So I will select the assign to and then click on this up arrow. Okay, and again I want this to be up and just after the assign to. So I will click on this and then say OK. So now you can see this fields has been has been changed their order. Okay, so I did this change, okay, using the personalize option. Now if I impersonate with another user, I will not able to see this change. Okay, let's see. If I impersonate, that means I'm logging with another user. Let's say I log with this person, Abraham Lincoln, and if I go on the incident all, okay, I don't see what the changes Beth has done. Okay, I did see still the old list layout. Okay, for me still this created by, open by field are there, subcategories there. Okay, so nothing has been changed for me. Okay, this is because Beth used the personalized option. Okay, so whatever the changes has been done, that is applicable to her only. Okay, now let's say you as an admin wanted to configure the list layout so that this list layout will be applicable to everyone. Okay, so and you only the person with the admin role can configure the list layout or the form layout. Now let's say I wanted to configure the list layout. Okay, so what I just wanted to add two more fields here in the list layout. And now I'm using this as an admin, using this configuration option, configure list layout. Okay, what I wanted to add again, created by, I wanted to add a new field, updated by, updated and updated by, updated and updated by. Okay, so this, I am selecting from the available field and clicking on this add button. Okay, so yes, so these fields are now added. So I have this two more fields added, updated by and updated. Okay, I just wanted to change their order. So I want created by, open, and then what I want updated by, and at the last I want updated. So I will just interchange their orders. So how I can do, I can again go into the configure this layout. Okay, I will just bring it up. That's it. Okay, yeah, this two has been added. Okay, now this I did, using the configuration option as an administrator. Now if I impersonate, so this change will be applicable to everyone. Okay, now if I impersonate with the Abraham Lincoln and see the list layout of the incident, you can see that for Abraham Lincoln as well, now this updated by an updated field got added. Okay, this is because we did it, using the configuration option, configure option. Okay, so that's the difference between, personalize and configure. So personalize, as the name suggests, okay, whatever the list layout or form layout changes you will be doing, that is applicable to you only. And when you do the changes using the configuration option as an administrator, those changes will be applicable to everyone. Okay, okay, so you can use this gear icon and click so that the personalized option will appear, and then you will have this available bucket and selected bucket. Whatever the fields you wanted to see on the form, that needs to be on the selected bucket. Accordingly, you can use this add and remove options to add or remove the fields on a list layout, or again you can change their order using this up and down button. Okay, similarly, if you wanted to configure the list layout for I mean, when you do this, this will be a system wide change. It will be applicable to all the users. Okay, and you need the admin access, or at least you will need the I think there was another role, I think I don't remember, but yes, if you have only required permission to do the configuration, then only you can configure the list layout or form layout. Okay, so for this you need to right click and go on the configure, then select the list layout. Okay, again two slush buckets will open. The selected is the one which shows the list of the fields or columns available on the list. Okay, and available is the list of available fields and column. You can add from the available bucket to select bucket, or you can remove from the select bucket to available, and you can again change the order. So whatever the changes you will be doing using this configure option, it will be applicable to the everyone. Okay, similarly you have an option to personalize the form as well as configure the form. Okay, how you can do that? So the same thing, same logic, but it's on the form. Let's say if you open the incident form. Okay, so if you want to personalize, I mean, remove some field or add more fields, okay, and you want that change to be applicable to yourself only, then you can use this option, personalize form, and here you will able to see the list of all the fields, and let's say if you wanted to don't want this service field, you wanted to remove it, you can just click on this. It will hide this or remove the service field for you. Okay, again let's say you wanted to add few fields. Let's say the active field is not on the form, but if you want this, you can select it. Okay, so the active is available on this form and the service is not available. Okay, and whatever the changes, so we removed the service field and we added the active field. and whatever the change I have done, it's applicable to me only. Okay, if I impersonate with the other person, I will not see this, change. Okay, so this is, personalizing the list, sorry, form layout. Similarly, if you wanted to configure the form layout, you will, click here, configure form layout, and whatever the change you will do. Okay, so this is the list of available fields, and this is the fields what you see on the form. Okay, so if you, remove some fields using these options, or add a field using this option, then that will be applicable to the everyone. Okay, so yeah, I think we'll stop here, and if you have any questions, then we can, discuss it tomorrow. All right, thank you for your time. Have a good rest of the day, and bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.